Hello, viewers. Good evening. Thanks for joining us today. We are very sorry for not coming by our way last weekend on 15 minutes with AYALA. Um, we are grateful to have you today on 15 minutes with AYALA. And we are live on this Amuzu Facebook page, Power to Our Mothers African Foundation Facebook and YouTube pages. We are also live on Speak Up and Empower YouTube and Facebook pages as well. Today on 15 minutes with AYALA, we are going to discuss loneliness. And you all agree with me, loneliness in every relationship is something that is rampant. It's now very often, which has to do with an individual having an inner feeling that he or she is alone in a particular situation. And loneliness in itself presents itself in every relationship that we find ourselves in, be it in a family, be that is between parents and children, be it in any sporting activity, it can be between a player and a coach. Likewise, it can be between any dating relationship, can bring about loneliness. But the question that we need to ask ourselves is that what brings about loneliness in itself, or what will attribute for one to feel lonely in a particular relationship he or she finds herself. In this discussion today, we're going to see means and ways that we're going to curb loneliness in every form of relationship that we find ourselves. So go with me on this ride on loneliness so that we can share how to, take out loneliness in every form of relationship that we find ourselves. Be it in a dating relationship, be it a family relationship, be it corporate relationships, that is client customer relationship. It presents itself in every so many forms. Loneliness can present itself emotionally. Loneliness can present itself, in physical, showing it physically. Loneliness can show itself mentally as well. So, which form of loneliness is one into? It depends on the situation that the person finds him or herself. So, I go on a ride with you also on why do people feel lonely? Why do people have to feel lonely about, have a feeling that they are lonely, or what might cause it? In situations such as this, people see themselves as they have a low esteem on themselves. They don't, hide. They don't see themselves to be people that are going to, be of higher status in the society. They look down upon themselves. Thereby, in any form of conversation or discussion or any form of interaction, they tend to be more reserved and quiet because they feel that's not where I belong, so I don't need to contribute. That's one form of it. Let's take a loneliness in relationships, whereby one partner feels the other partner is, you know, very distant away, or secondly feels the other partner is cheating, thereby trying to keep things or keep things for himself or herself so that he or she tries to solve her problems on her own. I don't think I don't think it's a good form of I don't think it's a good form of relationship that you need to keep, whereby you need to keep things from your partner because you feel he or she is cheating, making you lonely, or he or she is distant away, which is making you lonely. I don't think you need to keep things for yourself. Come up and talk. Come up and speak to somebody. For all you know, your answer might be in the next reach of conversation that you might have with somebody. You don't need to keep yourself indoors. Loneliness in itself can kill you. Loneliness in itself can put you in a state of great depression. That is one basis of startup of depression. Loneliness. Keeping yourself alone. You are always alone. You don't chat, you don't socialize just because of one or two reasons. You are not ready to do anything with anybody. What does it do to you? You become depressed. And most of our debt ratios now is coming up from these kind of relationships that we don't keep healthy. That is bringing us loneliness, and that is leading us to depression, serious depression. That is causing the youth of today. That is causing our youth, our debt, many at times, depression, loneliness. Going forward, the question one might also ask is that what might cause one person to be lonely, or what causes loneliness? There are so many things that might cause loneliness. So many things. So many things ranging from it being, I mentioned low esteem. I also mentioned psychologically, mentally, you are not stable in the mind. You always want to be yourself. You don't want to mingle with people. There's so many things. Another thing is that when someone feels cheated in any form of relationship, the person tries to, pull herself or pull himself and be reserved for a while, or not, if not outright withdraw from that particular relationship. The person tries as much as possible to withdraw, or the kind of um, interest the person is going to put or had to put in every relationship, the person is going to withdraw it. And believe you me, if somebody has put in so many capital in a business, and because of mistrust, the person is taking out some of the capital, trust me, in no time, the person will come for all the capital. Likewise, if in a relationship you tend to cheat on your partner, making her or him feel lonely, then with time, the person is going to withdraw. We don't want a state where our relationship go on and go on into crash. We want a relationship that is going to be stable. We want family, parent, child relationships to be more suitable, to be more sweet. You understand? To be more, appealing to the modern youth. Because if we are keeping our children a distance away from us, whereby they don't know anything about us, we don't know anything about our children, then what are we where are we leading our children to? So it is our duty, professional duty, to come out with expert advice on parents who are distant away from their children in this kind of situation, especially when there's a pandemic. Our children need us most. The children need us most in everything that we do. They need to they need to understand certain things that is up and coming now. Because of the pandemic, our children need us the most. Because of the pandemic, we need to foster the relationship we have with our children. Because of this pandemic, we need to foster relationships between our customers in our job places. Because if we need on-time deliveries, it is our clients that are going to make it to us in this pandemic. So making your client or your customer feel lonely or feel neglected, what does it do to you? At the end of the day, within this pandemic, when you need to satisfy some of your customers, it is not going to be possible. Okay, now We are also going to, let's understand something, that we ourselves can put ourselves in in a loneliness situation. We can also put ourselves in positions that will make us very happy each and every day. I always tell any student or any client of mine that any position that you want to put yourself in this life, you just need to tune yourself to it. If you want to put yourself in a positive vibe, you tune yourself to a positive vibe. If you want to put yourself in a negative vibe, you put yourself in a negative vibe. Let's take, for instance, I want to listen to a radio station that is playing me R&B or cools. I need to locate a frequency that is playing R&B and cool or cools. Likewise, in this world, the frequency you want to jive on, the frequency that you want to move on, is a frequency you tune yourself to. I don't want to be in a state of loneliness that is going to lead me to depression and death. I always want to be in a position whereby I can get happiness, whereby I can get whereby I can get joy from everything I do. How do I get it? The question is, how do you get it? You can get it by not seeing yourself or having a low esteem of yourself. See yourself to be in a class that is going to help you in the near future. See yourself to be in a class that is going to be is going to push you to a higher pedestal, and it will avoid you out of a situation of a loneliness or depression. Loneliness leads to depression. Loneliness leads to depression, and depression is the killer of our youth of today. If we don't take out depression or loneliness from our midst, it is going to cost us. And by the time we are going to realize that it is costing us, it will be too late. I would like to end today's session by saying this or advising on loneliness. My advice to all my viewers is that let's put ourselves on a frequency that we want to enjoy. Let's put ourselves on a frequency that that is going to give us happiness. I started by telling you that loneliness is part of life. If you tune yourself to it, you can be there. But it is also possible to tune yourself out of it. Why do you want to put yourself in a situation that is going to inconvenience you? I don't think it's appealing. Let's put ourselves in a positive frequency that is going to give us joy, frequency that is going to give us happiness, frequency that is going to give us understanding and love in all forms of our relationships that we get to endeavor in. I'd like to end on this session, and I would like to say thank you very much for watching and listening. We'll be back same time next week with loneliness. We were supposed to do part 1 last week, so this is the part 2 of loneliness in relationships. So we'll bring you the part 1 of loneliness next week, same time, 7 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. Thank you very much for watching, and we'd like to say also that we are also live on Francis Amuzu Facebook page. We are also live on Power to Our Mothers Foundation Africa Facebook and YouTube pages. We are also live on Speak Up and Empower YouTube page, Facebook and YouTube page. Speak Up and Empower. Hope to see you sometime next week, same time next week. And I would like to say thanks for watching. Before I also go, you can also reach Dennis Ayete on my Facebook page. That is relationship coaching. anytime, anywhere. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with you same time next week. Bye.